On my mom's life, this game I just watched was so bad. I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I swear to God, what the hell is this team? It is so bad. This is the worst team I've watched since like 2018-19, and even that team was ass. But at least we had some fighters. We had Benzema, we had Vinny, a young Vinny. This team is so bad. I woke up at 8 a.m. to watch this on a Sunday. Are you kidding? So because of this, I'm gonna do a keep, sell, loan, pilgrimage, and then D. I don't even know what D means, but let's get on to it. Let's do a squad wipe. Starting off with David Alaba. Hey man, thank you for the two Champions Leagues. One he really played a big part in. The other one he can. I don't know, man. We gotta get this guy out of here. Thank you for your service, but yo, your knee is cooked. Butter chicken knee. We gotta get him out of here. Arda Güler. Okay, Arda Güler has been one of our best players this season, in my opinion. It's tough because they're pushing him into midfield role when he's not physical enough, he's not press resistant enough. But I think, dude, he has like 8 assists in the league. Like, he's one of the Champions League's best creator this season. We gotta keep him. We'll keep him. Okay, Raul Asensio. Now, when he first burst onto the scene, Raul Asensio was incredible. Well, it was like game against Liverpool. He just came on and just bossed it. The game before that, I forgot which team it was, but the assist to Mbappe over the defense. Great defender. I don't know about a starting caliber player. He's been really good like the past few games, but he also has that bozo gene, right? He just like does stupid shit for no reason. Good squad player. I think he can be like a Nacho type player in the future if you just keep him. Good to rely on. He's like aggressive. I like his attitude, his mentality. I would keep him, obviously. Like, you know, there's no real downside of keeping him, and there is some upside of selling him financially, but we're not in a position where we need to financially sell players. So, you know, it's not COVID. It's not COVID times anymore. Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Listen, this might be controversial. For all the praise we give Jude Bellingham, he's a great player. He's all-rounded. He's extremely great at dribbling, technical, strong, can score goals, etc. But my one problem with Jude is he cannot control the game. I hate to say it, like a Pedri, like a Frankie, like a Cruz, like a Modric, like a I don't know, Vitinha. He can't control the tempo, or if he can, he's not disciplined enough to do it consistently. He'll do it for maybe like 10 minutes, and then he's like, all right, let me go back to like playing a 10. Even though we already have like 40 attackers, bro, just do your job. Just do your job. Put some more skill points on short passing. Just do your job, bro. But I love Jude. Obviously, we're going to keep him, but just like talk a little bit about him more. If Jude can become a player that is able to circulate the ball and keep the ball, keep the tempo going, keep the possession going, no one to speed it up, no one to slow it down, no one to keep the ball, no one to give it away. If he can evolve into that player for Madrid, then I think that would be wonderful. But so far, I have not seen it. Lucas Navarrete on Managing Madrid always says Jude is not a midfielder, and honestly, I agree. He's an attacker. His position on the field is as an attacker. He does not come back and dictate play. Maybe he has like a slide tackle here and there. That does not make you a midfielder. If I wanted that, I would have just got some random CDM from La Liga just to like tackle players all the time. It's cool and all. It looks fun for the crowd, but in this team, we need someone to dictate the tempo and just keep the ball. No one to pass it. As I said before, unfortunately, Jude is not that player yet. But that doesn't mean I want to sell him. Obviously, I want to keep him. But that's just my spiel on Jude. Of course, though, I would keep the boy. Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz. This is the same guy who in an AFCON final, Panenka the keeper, and the keeper saved it. Yo. Apparently, he just got extended to 2031. How many years is it? 2031? It's 2026 right now. 20. We extended this bum until he's 32? Bro, he looks 32 right now. Okay. Okay, all jokes aside, is Brahim Diaz a good squad player? Yes. But what is the problem? The problem is next summer we have Nico Paz coming back. We might have Endrick coming back. We have Arda Güler who can play there. We have Mastantuono. That's four left-footed attackers I just named. Does Brahim fit in that crop? Is he better than Endrick? Is he better than Nico Paz? Is he better than Mastantuono? The only one I can confidently say, I'm not even confident because honestly, Mastantuono has been cooking. But the only one I can say that he might edge over is Mastantuono. Brahim is 26. Mastantuono is 18. I just don't understand the rationale between. I don't understand the rationale behind renewing Brahim until 2031. I just don't get it. I really do not get it. I would sell him. I would clearly sell him. But is that going to happen? Probably not. Because he's in contract until 2031. Who the hell is going to pay $50 million for Brahim Diaz if we even get that much? He was really good 23-24. That goal against Leipzig. When Vinny was out, he was playing with Rodrigo and Jude. Or when Jude was out, or one of the two. He was playing as a 10 or a striker. He was great that season. Last season he was bad. This season has been really bad. He was great at AFCON, but that is not enough substance for him to just stay at Madrid. I'm sorry, sell Brahim. Eduardo Camavinga, we need to chat, brother. When we bought Eduardo Camavinga in 2021, 2022, he was touted as one of the best young midfielders in the world. What a signing. 30 million only on deadline day. It was great scenes. And that season, he was a great super sub. I think he scored on his debut. It was either the long shot or he had that tap in the box. He was a great super sub, not that much responsibility, not that much pressure. Come in, bring some energy, bring some fight, get the job done. The year is now 2026. It has been 5 years or 4 years since that great season that we bought him. Do we know his best position? Do we know Eduardo Camavinga's best position? He can't dictate play. He's great. He's a dual threat offensively and defensively, but not anywhere where he's like 99th percentile for either. He's not like Jude Bellingham offensively, and he's not N'Golo Kante defensively. He's very average at both. What he's good at, tight spaces, dribbling. He's a great tackler of the ball when he needs to be, the Cobra tackle. How old is Camavinga? Camavinga. 23 years old. Okay. I would keep Eduardo Camavinga, but this needs to be like his season. He needs to either learn how to play a different role or just go to left back permanently. This, he just does not impress me. When he plays in a double pivot with Tchouaméni, oh my God, I want to peel my eyes out. Like, neither of them are confident enough to go to the keeper, take the ball, recycle possession, play the ball out. They cannot. They get the ball, they look up, they look back, and Courtois is like, yo, I just passed you the ball, bro. Like, I don't know. Camavinga, for me, is a great player. He has great moments. He was great in the Clasico a few months ago. He was great against Manchester City 3 years ago when Vinny scored that banger. He was great against Monaco when we won 6-1. But with injuries, inconsistent performances, I'm just not sold on him yet. But he's still young enough where I can give him a year or two to kind of find that spark. He's still 23. And I feel like these days we judge a player so quickly when they're like 18, 19, 20, 21. He's still 23. I'll give him a year or two of grace, but he needs to lock in, brother. This is like 4th or 5th season at Madrid, and we still don't know his best position. What is this? I don't know. I don't know. Alvaro Carreras. Okay, I'm going to keep this one short but sweet. Incredible signing. I think he's really developed into a great player his first season here at Madrid. So good carrying the ball, especially. I think that's his best straight. There's been so many moments, whether it was against Barca in the Super Cup, other great moments of him carrying the ball out of possession. It all starts with him. He'll tackle the ball, carry his possession, play to Vinny, Mbappe, whatever the case may be. Great player. He's one of those where he's like, he's great offensively, great defensively, but he's not an average player on either end. He's above average on both ends. So I think I would definitely keep him. Obviously, I don't want to go too long because we know who he is. We know how he's been this year. One of our better players this year. There are some off games. Benfica, he was terrible, but I feel like that's down to tactics. Arbeloa had both his fullbacks right next to the wingers, and they just cut us open on the transition. So I don't blame him for that. But against Atleti in September, he was terrible. But regardless, keep Alvaro Carreras. Danny Carvajal. Now, this one is tough because, of course, Carvajal is a legend of the team. The most decorated player on the squad currently. He's gone through an ACL. He's injury prone now. There are reports that are saying he might leave on his own. My verdict on Danny Carvajal is if he does not choose to leave on his own, if he does not want to go explore the US or Saudi or China or Greece, Japan, if he doesn't want to go on like a retirement vacation, I would keep him. But if he does, let him go. And the only reason I would keep him is just so we have some sort of experience in the squad. We've seen this year how if we had a Modric or a Cruz just like there as like a veteran on this team, we wouldn't be top of every league, obviously, but I think it would add some direction and some leadership. Carvajal is not a great leader. From what I know as a fan watching on the outside, he sucks. He didn't defend Vinny during the racist stuff. He just gives off slimy vibes. He just speaks weird. Like, he was like praising Yamal a few weeks ago. Like, bro, you were the captain of Madrid. Have some cojones, bro. Have some balls. This guy does not strike me as like a, someone who speaks in the locker room and everyone listens. He's there because of his time at the club. He's not there because of, popularity, and by that I mean captain. So this one's different. I'm going to put him in pilgrimage. If he wants to go to a pilgrimage to like LA, Greece, Saudi, you got it, brother. If not, you can stay. Dani Ceballos. Okay, I'm actually a huge fan of Dani Ceballos. Every time he comes on the field, especially under Arbeloa's tenure so far, he looks incredible. Like, okay, incredible is a far-fetched, but he brings so much calm and, patience to the team. He's the only player in the squad. I'm still looking through the squad. He's the only player in the squad who I would put on the field to keep the possession, to control the tempo. Jude can't, Camavinga can't. Arda Güler can kind of sometimes, depending on his position on the field, depending on the game state. Ceballos against Levante looked incredible. Against Monaco looked incredible. Against Rayo Vallecano, he looked great. He came on and he brought so much peace, and he just knows when to keep the ball or when to pass the ball and when to find the open man. A lot of our midfielders right now just don't have that patience and composure. They get the ball, they either just try some crazy shit like pass it long or like just run through 40 players. Dani Ceballos is the only player on the squad who I trust in a midfield to actually do a controller's job. So I'd keep him, even if we buy someone else like a Vitinha or like that Dutch guy we're looking at, Carl Weiss or some shit. I would keep Dani Ceballos. He's old, he has experience, he's been with the team for a while. That's invaluable, so I'd keep him. Keep that boy. Fran Garcia. Yo, dude, this guy is not a real player, by the way. I don't know. His dad must have slid a $5. Like, he's not a real player, bro. He's like one of those track kids in high school who are just like fast. So the high school coach is like, yo, I want you on my team. Fran Garcia, he is now 25, I believe. '26. This guy's 26 years old, and he plays with the same rawness in his game that Massantuono does. Just running like ape shit at the defenders. For an 18-year-old Massantuono, I can accept that because he's learning the league. He's still learning his, tendencies, whatever. Fran Garcia is 26, and I swear to God, every time he's on the field, especially during that God-forbidden period where Xabi Alonso would bring on Carrera center back and Fran Garcia left back. Oh my God, I wanted to peel my eyes. He just runs at people with no thought behind it. He's just like boom, 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 boom. Oh, I lost the ball. Oopsie. Sell this guy ASAP. ASAP. Get this guy out of the team, bro. cool, you're a Castilla product. Ha, thank you, bro. Thank you for the stats, for the Twitter posts. Bro, you're a bum. Actually a bum. I mean, honestly, we don't even need him because we have Diego Aguado in the academy. We have Camavinga, Carreras. We do not need this guy, bro. Get him off the field. Gonzalo Garcia. Listen, man, I feel bad for the kid. He kind of just comes on, does whatever is told, doesn't say anything, has great moments when he's given the opportunity and the responsibility. For example, when he played striker against Betis. I don't understand the logic behind bringing him on. For example, today he came on. Did we even see him on the field? Did we even see him on the field? I honestly forgot he even came on. He was playing right wing. Bro, tell Mbappe to get bin that shit, bro. Get on the right, bro. Put Gonzalo in the middle at least, so when he comes on, he can actually have an impact. Why? What the hell is he doing on the right wing? He's not a great dribbler. He's not a great crosser. He's a target man striker. What the hell is he doing on the right wing? But anyways, all that aside, I would keep Gonzalo Garcia. He's a great player so far we've seen. He can be like a role player in the future, Jose Lu type guy. Although he's not as tall as Jose Lu, and I haven't seen him head the ball like Jose Lu, but just keep him in the squad. Why not? Unless we get like a better striker. Dean Huijsen. All right. When this guy played for Madrid in the Club World Cup, I put my hands up. I was like, you've changed my life, brother. The passes he was playing, the composure. Bro, I have not seen that since like Varane and Ramos back in 2019. Alba in 2022. Great ball players. Dean Huijsen at the Club World Cup was incredible. Hats off, lights off, whatever the saying is. So good under pressure, so good progressing the ball through the lines, especially to, on his left side. The past few months in La Liga has been rough. I don't know whether it's an injury or whatever, but he was good against Monaco. Recently, it's just so, like, I don't have confidence in him. Like, when he gets the ball and I'm sitting watching my team play, I'm just like, oh, like, hopefully he plays the right pass. He's still young. He's only 20, I think, but yeah. I mean, obviously I would keep him because it's an investment. They put like 50 million in the guy. But I need more from him. I need him to kind of become a leader at the back, know when to pass it. But I think also it's hard when your midfield has no one receiving the ball. He looks up, Camavinga and Tchouaméni, our two future midfielders, right? We bought them for the future to replace Modric and Kroos and Casemiro. Yeah, okay. But when he looks up, there's no one asking for the ball. Everyone's behind. The opponent's attackers are in front of them. Okay. The opponent's attackers are in front of Dean Huijsen. He looks up. There's no one to pass to. So maybe it's not on him, but I would keep him. But he has definitely a lot of things to improve on. Franco Mastantuono. Yeah, I kind of touched on him briefly. He's 18. Not much to kind of expect. I think he's done pretty well for his first season. A lot of people on Twitter are very harsh on him. The Bernabeu whistled him today or booed him when he came off. I'm happy with the kid. He plays hard defensively, tracks back more than any of our attackers. So he's needed when Mbappe and Vinny play to press for them or track back. Because these bums do not. But I think there's a lot to work on. I also don't think he's in his natural position, which is a theme of the past 2 years, story of my life. These guys are not playing their normal positions. He's not a right winger. He's not fast enough. He's not agile enough. He has moments of dribbling brilliance, but just like Arda does. But he's not a right winger. He is a 10, like Nico Paz, like Brahim, like Jude, like Arda. Same problem. But I would probably keep him because one, I don't know, it's an investment. Of course, the club paid a lot, but I think he has potential too. But I just don't know if we'll get that. I don't know if we'll get that potential at Madrid. He might just get a loan and just end up pulling a Martin Odegaard and just dipping, but which would be good for his career. But yeah, I would keep him to stop. I would keep him. All right, Kylian Mbappe. Okay, now before we talk about keep, sell, loan, pilgrimage, of course we're gonna keep the kid. The kid, he's like 4 years older than me. Here are my qualms with Kylian Mbappe. The best players in history, in all of sport, Ronaldo, Messi, LeBron, Jordan, Tom Brady. Who else? Dembele last year. They play by example, right? We've all seen the famous Luis Enrique clip of him telling Mbappe, "You want to be like Michael Jordan? You have to press, bro. You have to press." I did it. He didn't listen. Mbappe is a great player, a great goal scorer. He scored a stupid amount of goals this year, and some of them have been incredible. The one that comes to mind is against Athletic. What a goal. But there's a huge issue. You can score as many goals as you want, but if you're the first hole in our defense as a soccer team, as a football team, is it worth it to have that many goals but always lose the game? If I'm playing in a soccer game or a match, and I see, say I'm playing midfield, defender, whatever, and I see my strikers just walking around, not pressing the ball, the opposition defense is allowed to just like, whoop, zoom past them, start build up. I don't care how many goals you score, we're going to lose the game. It puts so much pressure on the midfielders and the defenders. The build-up is flawless every time. No matter what team you play, you know that, okay, they're going to build up from the back and they're going to get past our attackers. At that point, they either play the long ball to the attackers or they play through their midfield. But you're always like a phase down, if that makes sense. He needs to do better in pressing. He needs to. And I don't know if it's going to happen because who's going to sell Mbappe? Who's going to tell Mbappe to press? Xabi Alonso couldn't. He did for like a month, then he couldn't. Arbeloa is like bouncing on that for both Vinny and Mbappe. Mbappe is about to turn 26, 27 this year. If he doesn't realize that he has to put in more effort, we're cooked. We're cooked. Unless he goes to left wing and we get a striker who does that work for him with the right winger. And we'll get to that after, but yeah, I don't know. I would keep him, of course, but I'm concerned about the success of this team's future attack if it keeps going like this. Ferland Mendy, I don't even want to touch this topic. Tell this guy to, bro, Hudge, bro, Hudge. Eder Militao, I would keep him. It's tough. He just went through a whole hamstring tear. Usually when you see hamstring reports, it's like, oh, he strained it, partial, a whole hamstring tear. That's why he was out for 3 months. It's the same injury KDB got, and he has not been the same since. This week, KDB got injured taking a penalty. What do we expect out of Eder Militao? One long ball, and it's class. Class the ting, bruv. I think Eder Militao is a player we can keep because, one, he has experience. Two, he's incredible. Like, I can't believe how good he is how good he was this season, despite coming back from 2 ACLs. Like, he was our best bro, this guy is incredible. I would keep him, of course, but maybe as a squad player, we were way too reliant on him. We need to bring a center back or two. Rodrigo Gosh. Listen, I love Rodrigo, Mr. Champions League, Mr. Starboy. His first start in the Champions League, a hat-trick against Galatasaray, 2019. What a time. But I think for his career, he should leave. Would I love him to stay and be a squad player? Yes, of course. I don't think he is... He is not what I look for. He is not what I look for in a right winger. I don't know if I'm just like being too harsh or like being too hipster, but if I want a right winger for my team, I want a left-footed guy. I want a guy who's a goal threat from the left or from the right consistently. For Rodrigo, he's only a goal threat in specific situations. If he can shoot a cross goal, in the rare occasion he goes onto his left and curls it in against Atletico like last year. But I've seen that maybe like once or twice. Actually, I think that's the only time I've seen him do that. And it's not his fault. He's not a left-footed player. If he wants to stay and be a squad player, I'm all about it. But I think for his own career, he would really thrive at a club where he can be the starting undisputed left winger for an Arsenal, for even a Chelsea. I don't know. Honestly, in my heart, I would just sell him, cash out now. There's a lot of restructuring that needs to be done. We cannot have this redundancy anymore. And I do not think having Rodrigo and Mbappe as your left wing is viable. I would sell him. Sorry, brother. Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger was incredible for 2 to 3 seasons. His first season was great. His second season was incredible. Champions League winner. His first season was also incredible. Um, but nowadays, like, how old is this guy? 32 years of age. The kind of like grit and like the psychotic element that he has to him, like the Pepe's did and like the Sergio Ramos's did. We know that's what we know him for, right? Everyone knows Rudiger is a maniac on the field in a good way. That's what you want. That's what you want your defenders to be. You want attackers to be scared of your defenders. But these days, the performances don't outweigh that kind of erratic nature of his game. When he caused the penalty against City a few months ago, that's silly things by hugging Holland. He's 32. The defenders I would keep are Hoyson, Asensio, but I would sell Rudiger and Alba. And I would bring in two more defenders, maybe even three, maybe even Jacobo Ramon, bring him back from Como, plus an additional two. With how our medical history looks, we need five center backs. Because you have to keep in mind, like, there's always going to be one that's injured somehow, some way. So you need four for rotation purposes. And then if someone gets injured, then you have three, but you need five. But I don't think Rudiger and Alba are the ones that are going to be in that rotation for us. So I'm going to sell them. I was so excited for this player because I have so much to say on this. Aurelion Tchouameni. We bought this guy a couple years ago, 22, 23, so it's been 3 years. I swear to God, for the past 2 years, ever since we won the Champions League, even that season, I cannot remember one performance of Tchouameni where he played as a defensive midfielder, and I was like, wow, what a masterclass. There was a game earlier this season with when he played with the dark blue kits and the white shorts, sorry. He was great that game at defending. But either he's good at defending or he's good at passing. I've never seen him be good at both in the same game. Today, some of the stuff he was doing today, brother, pull up this guy's. Okay, 60 passes. I don't know. I feel like Tchouameni has not been the player we signed him to be. He's not a good ball progressor. He's an okay defender. He's so lazy tracking runners. He has so many bozo moments in him where he just there's no thinking involved. He's just oh, I gotta pass it. There's not today there was 3 or 4 back to back to back where he just kicks it. God knows who goes to. Varane are back on the attack. I'm not a fan. I would sell him. Chema looks great at Stuttgart. Bring him back. Maybe one more CDM, an experienced one, and then yeah. Trent Alexander-Arnold, what a player. We direly miss him. He's been incredible for us. His long range passing is incredible. His ability to find Mbappe and Vinny on the counterattacks is incredible. I don't want to speak too much about him because we know who he is. We know who Trent is. But yeah, he's been incredible. I just hope he can stay injury free. But the amount of games he played as a kid, I'm a little bit worried. Because we've seen what happens to Pedri, to Ansu Fati, to Palmer, to Mount. They play a lot of these games when they're 18, 19, and then they have a lot of mileage when they hit 26, 27, and then muscle injury, hamstring injury. And we've seen a lot of that this year. So if he can stay healthy, I'm really excited about him, but I hope this isn't a Hazard 2.0 situation, but he's already had better performances than Hazard ever did. But yeah, Federico Valverde, he's another one of those midfielders we have who does a lot but doesn't do that much at the same time. He has a great shot on him, but can he circulate possession? Can he keep the ball when we need to? Is he a line-breaking passer? Maybe once every year. Once every 2 years. The last line-breaking pass I know he had was against Rodrigo. Almost a year ago now. And that was from right back. He wasn't even playing center back, brother. Or center mid. We obviously, like, honestly, if I could, I would sell him. But the club is going to do that. But fuck the club. This is what I think. I would sell him. I really do not see, unless he wants to go to right back full time. But honestly, we need a huge midfield revamp. I don't think Federico Valverde is in my midfield revamp. You have Jude, you have Camavinga. Between two of those, you need a controller. Valverde is not the controller. Unless you switch Camavinga and Fede, I don't know. Also, I hate... He's just not a great captain. Like, today after the game, he's like, oh, we played well. Like, you know, this is our revenge game against Benfica. Bro, you almost pulled the Benfica again. We got lucky with the penalty, or else what? It would have been the same headlines this whole week. But he had the boss come out and be like, yeah, you know, we wanted revenge against Rayo Vallecano. Like, this is our revenge game. We got our revenge. Brother, we won 2-1 barely. But what I would actually do is, I think I would sell Camavinga and keep Fede Valverde. Yeah. At least Fede Valverde has a shot in him. Things like that. Last but not least, by any means, Vinicius Jr., brother. Let's get emotional. Let's get sentimental for a second. I was about 15 when we first heard the news of Vini coming to Madrid from Flamengo. I would watch his U21 comps, Brazil versus Colombia. It looked incredible. He came to Madrid 2018 summer. Even when he was at Flamengo, I was keeping tabs on him. I was watching highlights. I was in high school and I was doing this shit. He came to Madrid 2018-19. Shit, my hair's in the way. 2018-19, he was super raw. He played for Castilla first. Even then, the free kick, we remember someone bit his head. We all remember that stuff. He came onto the scene as the season got worse and worse. By January time, he was a consistent starter. Even in our Champions League games. That talent has become what we thought it would. Especially, you know, the crowning moments for the Champions League wins. These days, though, like, the absolute great performances that we saw week in, week out from 2021 to 2024 are far and few between. One game is good, next game is bad. Look at the last 4 games. Monaco, great performance. Who do we play after Monaco? Monaco was great. Villarreal, he was great. He was okay. Benfica, he was probably the worst player on the pitch. And I'm not exaggerating for clicks, for clout. He was probably the worst player on the pitch. Plain and simple. And it's not just about the footballing aspect. The attitude every time we lost the ball. Come on, talking to the ref. Oh, God, bro. It's just not like... Just like how for Rudiger, the kind of erratic defensive performances was a positive when his performances were actually so great that you kind of take what you can get with the erratic behavior. The performances for Vinny are not outweighing the emotional responses, the lack of mental discipline, the lack of emotional discipline. They're not. They're honestly not. And I personally hate when players are always complaining to the ref, don't have the balls in them to just pick the team up and be like, all right, we're getting hard done by, but it doesn't matter. That's not the end all be all. We have to just keep playing. He doesn't have that. And moving forward, we know Mbappe and Vinny cannot play together. Mbappe is not a box camper. Vinny is not a box camper. And they both play better with a box camper. For Mbappe, look at Giroud, 2022 World Cup. Marcus Thuram, 2022 World Cup. Edinson Cavani, 2018 when he first came to Monaco. Vinny, Benzema, he played great. Jose Luis, he plays great. Jude, when Jude is in the box as a box presence, he plays great. They cannot function without, like, the best version of themselves are with a box player. So in my opinion, you have to choose between one of them. Do you want Mbappe on the left or Vinny on the left? Listen, Vinny's game is hugely dependent on pace and technique and beating your opponent. We have not seen that in a while now. And I just don't think that we'll see the version of Vinny that we did in the first few years ever again. And that may be harsh, but as I said before, I just don't think the emotional outbursts outweigh the performances. Or I think the emotional outbursts outweigh the performances we've been seeing. Plain and simple. So, sell that boy. And actually, I want to make one last adjustment. I would actually loan out Mastantuono because I think he could use a low pressure environment where he can just cook, eat minutes, learn his game. Yeah. That's the list. First video. I got so upset by today's game. I was like, I need to make a video on this because this is like boggling my mind. But yeah, I guess subscribe for more, follow for more. I don't know, but I'm going to catch y'all next time. Peace.